natural na yun sa atin eh. Meron din. Pag nakakarinig ako ng gano'n, normal yung sa akin na ako.
Thank you. May family kami namin. Meron sa family namin bakla at saka meron mga matandang dalaga at matandang ina.
Tapos,
It's normal. Normal. Ang stepson ko ay gay, may kalipin. Pero yung stepson ko ay Australian. So, nung nagtataka nga ako dahil ang buong akala ko, ang mga puti, ganun ka-open, ganun ka-liberated. Kasi yung napangasawa ko, Australian, na divorsyado. Tapos yung kanyang anak, yung kaisa-isang anak niyang lalaki, hindi pala lalaki, hindi bakla. Nung malaman niya, ako graduate na ng college, na kaya lang na niya nalaman dahil sinabi sa kanya yung first wife niya na, alam mo ba na nag-live-in na yung anak mo? Hindi niya matanggap, humagulgol siya. Sabi ko, what are you crying about? Sabi ko sa kanya, hindi naman yun, bago pa ba yun? It's normal. Sa Pilipinas nga, dapat hindi nga maging normal dahil Catholic country yun eh. Tapos sabi ko, pero sa amin, tanggap namin, may mga kamag-anak kaming mga gay, may mga kamag-anak kaming mga tomboy, mga hindi nakapag-asawa, hindi nag-asawa. But no, it's normal. Tapos sabi niya, ayaw niya pa rin pumayag kasi sabi niya, buong akala ko, lalaki yan ako. So what kung hindi siya lalaki? Kasi nga, ang hirap maging lalaki sa panahon ngayon. Baka pinili na lang niya yun kasi mas madaling mabuhay kapag hindi ka lalaki. Tapos sabi niya, hindi nga eh. Sa Australia nga eh, dito nga. Pinapatay ang mga bakla dito, alam mo ba yun? Masyadong, oo, yung sa Sydney, may mga instances, hindi napapabalita sa world news, pero sa local news, nalalaman din nila. Hindi rin ganun kabongga ang balita, pero nalalaman nila na meron na pinag-iinitan ng mga lalaking, yung mga ano nila, macho, yung sarili nila, consider nila yung sarili nila yung macho. Pinag-iinitan nila pag nalaman nilang gay. Inaano nila, either, ano ba ginagawa? Binubugbog sarado or sinasaksak. May nangyari no sa Sydney, malapit sa Bay. Inano siya, pinatay siya. So hindi lahat ng first world country ganun ka-open. Sa Australia nga inano pa nga yung sa batas na magkaroon ng marriage ang mga gay. Same-sex marriage. Actually, may mga boyfriend, may mga nagkaka-boyfriend na Pinoy, tsaka Australian, gay. Nagkakatuluyan sila nun. Ano yun? Yung ini-invite, ini-sponsor.
pero normal lang po para sa inyo.
Well, normal. Ang tagal ng panahon eh. Panahon pa ng Biblia, may gay na eh. But then, kung ako may anak na lalaki at magiging gay, gugustuhin ko, kaysa maging lalaki siya. Hindi, pero ang anak ko lalaki, may family na. Kumpara sa hirap na maging lalaki, ang hirap ng maging lalaki sa society natin, sobrang pressure. Kaya magugulat ka, ang daming gay eh. Meron nga akong nakakwentuhan. Sorry may nakakwentuhan ako na pastor. Sabi niya, nagtataka daw siya doon sa anak ng kaibigan niya na naging gay, military man ang tatay. Sundalo ang tatay. Kung baga mataas pa, colonel ang tatay. Tapos sabi niya, kasi daw, dapat hindi daw nag-uuwi ng mga bad news ang mga tatay sa loob ng bahay. Kasi una, sundalo nga siya. Ang inuuwi niya sa hapagkainan, ang kinukwento niya sa asawa niya, alam mo ba dear, yung mga sundalo ko na patay. Kaya alam mo naman ang sundalo, kailangan talagang matapang ka, do or die. Alam mo yung anak, hindi na siya, ayaw niyang maging lalaki. Dahil baka daw i-recruit siya maging sundalo, ayaw niya.
Napapressure din.
Tsaka sabi niya, ayaw niyang ma-recruit na maging sundalo. Baka ma-recruit siya dahil ang tatay niya nagpakabakla na lang siya. So kahit ayaw mo, posibleng piliin mo na lang yun. That would be the better choice dahil Ay, ang daming pressure ng society. Hindi nga masyado sa sa first world country. Masyado ngayon sa atin, sa Pinoy. Sobra. Yung, alam mo sa, lumakad-lakad ka lang sa within your vicinity, yung community mo. Bata pa lang, nagsusundo ka na. Hindi, no? I mean, yung pressure sa lalaking bata, nagsusuntukan. Bakit? Pag nakakakita ako ng batang lalaki nagsusuntukan, sabi ko, oy, papupulis ko kayong pareho, papakulong ko kayo dahil nagsusuntukan kayo. Masama yan. Masama, bawal yan sa batas ng Diyos, bawal yan sa batas ng tao. Ba't yan nagsusuntukan? Sabi niya, nakikita po namin, napapanood po namin sa TV. So kung napapanood niyo sa TV, gagayahin niyo. Hindi maganda yan.
Kasi may mentality na yung masculinity.
Yung macho. Tapos kailangan kung lalaki ka, you have to be the breadwinner. Kailangan matatag ka, punyet ang tatag. ang babae, ngayon may gender sensitivity na. Whether babae ka or lalaki, kailangan marunong kang magdala ng pamilya. Otherwise, paano masosurvive ng mga anak mo yung mga hirap sa buhay ngayon?
Religion?
Yes.
What else? Para saan ito?
Sa FIL 40 subject po.
Yes. Okay lang po ba? Kasi I'm
Yes.
interview.
But I am not, I don't belong. But I
Yes,
have,
of course.
I have many friends. I have a lot of respect with them. Most of them are very talented, actually.
Ano po yung unang pumapasok sa isip niyo pag naririnig niyo po yung salitang tomboy?
Like an accepted gender in the modern times compared to dati na hindi siya tanggap, and which is good for us in the community. Tomboy. Quality. Quality.
Ay, quality.
Identity crisis. Parang confused. Or...
Ano po anong unang pumapasok sa isip niyo pag naririnig niyo po yung salitang tomboy?
Tomboy. The same na girl.
Parang disrespect po kay God. Kasi hindi niya po tinanggap kung ano yung binigay sa kanya.
Okay, what comes into your mind when you hear the word silahis?
Silahis. It's a slipper.
It's like...
Bisexual.
Okay.
Like, what comes into your mind when you hear the word?
Silahis. Much more, parang siyang animal or something like.
Bisexual? Yeah. Attraction to both genders.
Okay.
Ano po, yung meron po siyang gusto sa kapwa niya, same sex.
Yung yung orientation nila sa sarili na opposite. Pero wala pa dun yung parang preference nila.
Like,
Gender.
one word or
Choice.
Identity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sila yung mga kunwari kung babae, yung sex niya is kunwari male pero nagdadamit siya ng pang babae. Ganun. Tama ba? Tama ba yun? Tapos vice versa sa babae.
Feeling ko kasi sila, ang alam ko hindi lang sila, kasi ang alam ko pag gay ka, tapos nagde-dress ka sa girl, cross-dresser ang tawag doon. Pero under ka sa category ng transgender, once na nag-under ka ng, kasi talaga hindi. Kasi once na nag-undergo ka ng surgery, na nagpa-change ka talaga ng... Transgender din ata yun. Yun yung first thing that comes into my mind.
My opinion, very telling siya of how, not only how like the people, how the general public views LGBT people, it's also very telling of how uninformed people are about what sexual orientation and gender identity are. So, because hindi naman siya parang common topic na throw around lang. And generally, kapag pinag-usapan ng bakla or tomboy, ginagroup sila into one or the other. So nawawala yung transgender, nawawala yung queer, nawawala yung bisexual. So there are a lot of identities that are not considered or are not really talked about, or if talked about, very confused on yung stance. Ayun, I see here na isang answer ay against God. And yeah, that comes from yung pagiging conservative, very religious ng culture natin. And buti na lang, at least at some level, there is an awareness, at least within our university. Kasi there are efforts by classes, by organizations like UP Babaylan, and by organizations that generally support LGBT people to normalize SOGI. So, buti na lang may mga GSTs, gano'n. Pero as we can see, di pa rin siya enough. Kasi may general lack of awareness and may general parang whether they like it or not, may certain level of ignorance pa rin when it comes to these issues. So, ayun. And especially with people saying it's a choice, it definitely isn't. So, ayun. I feel like to an extent, that's a huge challenge because sobrang Western constructs ng SOGI. So, innately, like kunwari, we don't have native word for a transgender. So, and more often than not, na-mix in siya sa mga bakla. So, that explains a lot of the confusion as well. So, may linguistic challenges tayo in regards to that. Pero given na we make up a lot of words anyway and our language changes, I feel like it's an opportunity for us to challenge yung current language natin and to create new words to accommodate these people kasi they are part of our society. Yun. So,
so improving the Filipino vocabulary, I think some would argue that creating new words for these kinds of things, are the way to go. It's the way to go. Because after all, like we've been talking about in class, it's not, the words don't just follow the reality. It's when you have the word for it, then it creates that kind of reality. So on one hand, creating new words for certain gender categories that we cannot capture with the pre-existing vocabulary that we have would be beneficial. But also, having said that, that might be too much of a stretch considering what we're talking about or what we're dealing with. So I guess it really comes down to how we enact these words, how we practice these words, the kinds of contexts that we use these words in. Well, one, I don't hear anyone saying silahis anymore, to be honest. Okay. Two, tomboy, I think in the Philippines, it's a bit of a sloppy term because people would say tomboy when they actually mean lesbian. Diba? I think we know na tomboy just means it's gender expression. It's not your sexual identity. You can like boys, but you are a tomboy. Diba? I think when they actually mean lesbian. Bakla, and the other kinds of words, I think they arise kasi out of a specifically Philippine sexuality. What I'm saying is, I can't speak for if the words are adequate to address the entire spectrum because we can only talk about the spectrum as it exists in the Philippines. Because we always have to nuance the spectrum in the world or in the country that it exists in. For example, if you go to Thailand, they have 6 categories for homosexuality, whereas we only have 2, 3. So yes, on one hand, the words are not enough because as our realities develop, the words will prove themselves inadequate. Okay, so if the question is was that the question? Is it enough to address the reality we have? I don't think so because I think right now, especially in your generation, I bet there are certain gender identities that you're not quite comfortable putting in these boxes, that came before you. Definitely, yes. I think it would be a good solution to the problem, and I think it would be possible. Possible in In how long of a time, that's another story. Possible, how easy or how hard it would be, that's another story. But yes, I think it's possible.
I gotta get that back.